If you want to learn about the game before the game, then stick around. The game before the game Illuvium is Illuvium 0. Here's the high-level overview of Illuvium 0. It will be a game from the city building genre with 100,000 plots of land sold over a long timeline. Land will be split into tiers based on its production rate and productivity. A Dutch auction will be used to sell the land to maximize heists, minimize gas rates, and ultimately give a more fairer approach to the sale. To buy, you will need Ethereum or synthetic ILV. This game will integrate with the main Illuvium game and this game. They will be together. So let's get into the Illuvium improvement proposal for Illuvium 0. Oh, and quick thing, if you like Illuvium and you like blockchain game content, then please subscribe to our channel. Alright, so this is the IIP 10. That is the Illuvium Improvement Proposal. That's what that stands for. It's similar to how Ethereum does the EIP. It's the Ethereum Improvement Proposal. Well, this is the Illuvium Improvement Proposal. And this is for a new mini game, which we know is called Illuvium 0. You'll be able to find a specific channel to that in the Discord. So, this is a simple summary of it. The Illuvium game development team proposes to build a new game. This mini game will have a smaller scope and exists in the city building genre. The eventual goal is to have the mini game interface with the main game, the main Illuvium game, for the purposes of revenue distribution and NFT creation. The abstract: a 3D isometric city building game will be developed using Unity 3D. Unity is just a game engine, just like Unreal Engine. A lot of developers build with Unity. It's like the second biggest game engine out there. At least 2 additional core contributors will be hired. Again, terminology with Illuvium is that core contributors are like the employees of the DAO, the people that the DAO pays to get stuff done. They don't call them employees. They're sort of not because of how the whole DAO structure works. But if you are curious of what they mean by core contributors, they're basically the people that work to build Illuvium. But they just do what the DAO proposes to do and votes to do. Going on, regular updates will be provided to the community, including proof of concept and a non-blockchain linked version of the App Store and Google Play Store. Integration with Illuvium via Solidity contracts will be implemented before the final release. So the overview of the development. An early draft of the game design doc for Illuvium 0 has been distributed to the community. The GTD covers much of the content of the game as a high-level overview of the game dynamics. However, since the original document was shared, additional functionality has been added to further describe integration between the two games. One such function was the need for creation of a shared pool to act as a bridge between the two games. Additional research needs to be done to identify the best execution of the Solidity contracts required and how to set up the back end to best minimize gas fees and transaction times. The intention is to build the game in stages as follows, with approximate timelines that assumes no major hurdles. So we've got the proof of concept, an internal demo of core gameplay features with reasonable art quality. We will share videos of the proof of concept with the public and will not share the build. So that's unplayable, but we'll see videos of it. And we'll definitely cover it. Then version 1.0, the land sales and mobile release. So around the same time, we are going to get the land sale and then the mobile release. The land will be connected to the game. There will also be an option to play a virtual version of the game not connected to land. So basically, even if you haven't bought land, you can play this game, play it for the fun of it, and also test it out. So because maybe that is something that you want to do later, is buy the land. Then we've got version 1.1, Blueprint NFT minting. Blueprints created in the game will be mintable on the blockchain. So blueprints are a integral part of this game from the sounds of it, and they will be NFTs. And with NFTs, you can sell them, you can trade them, you can own them, they're yours. That's just an important part that I always like to emphasize, and the last video I did explains a lot about ownership and how important it is and how impressive it is, and that's the point of games on the blockchain. Then version 2.0, and this is aligned with the release of Illuvium. And this is like they're saying 18 weeks into development. So basically 18 weeks before major Illuvium, the first version of Illuvium is released, they want this to be in version 2. These guys really do try to move fast. So the full release. All game data, except for minted NFTs and land ownership, will be wiped. Pools will be established for fuel. Fuel generated in Illuvium Zero will be used in the main game. We can see that there are some words in here that we don't quite understand about pools and fuel, but basically all that's saying is that outside of the NFTs that you have minted and that you own, again, this is so awesome because you own these NFTs, so they can't wipe them. They're like, this is a great example of that. They're actually wiping the game data, but then they can't wipe your NFTs and they can't wipe your land because they are NFTs too. So they're resetting everything. That was, you basically were in the a beta of sorts, or like a pre-launch of sorts, and that now the proper launch that comes with Illuvium, the 2.0 of Illuvium Zero will launch with the original Illuvium, and we will get everything at a level playing field and all going on at the same time. This progression is suggested to speed up development by eliminating the need to build the back-end systems immediately, which would no longer be a requirement for early builds. So now to the land. The land sale. The land sale would consist of 100,000 plots of land sold over a large timeline, in much the same way that yield farm tokens are distributed, thus giving those that are early supporters of the project the opportunity to take part in an Illuvium universe gaming experience before the masses who are only awaiting the main game. So basically what that means is that overall there's going to be 100,000 plots of land, but it's going to be released over a gradual time. And since we're early to all of this, we're going to get the option to be able to buy early and get in there as early contributors. It won't be all the land plots, it will just be some of them, and the rest will be released over time. Now, land will be split into tier based on its production rate and rarity, with an algorithm used to generate and categorize each parcel of land into narrow bands that are unique but roughly equal. Yeah, this is interesting. This is like the whole gameplay element that there's going to be different ratios but they'll be roughly equal in size, but your land and the shape of it will probably allow you to build it differently and put different buildings in different places, and so your land's going to be different from your neighbors, and I really like that. I think that's really cool. A Dutch auction will be used to sell land in tranches to maximize hype, minimize gas walls, and ultimately lead to a fairer system for all participants. So a Dutch auction is the opposite of what a normal auction is. The normal auction, you start from the bottom and you bid and bid and bid until there's eventually no one else wants to bid and the last bidder wins, and that's the price that was given. Whereas a Dutch auction flips it on its head, and you are actually the team will be setting a price that's probably beyond the value of what they believe it should be, and over time the price is going to go down, and then people are going to buy it at that price. And so then we're going to find that there's going to be some that want to buy it at this price, and then there's going to be some that want to buy it at this price, and then eventually when supply starts getting less of this particular land, people might start getting a bit more scared that it's not going to go lower prices because you're waiting for it to go down, but you're seeing people buy it, and so then people might actually start buying it up again, and they'll just find this little range where people will be buying it, and so yeah, the highest tier land will be incredibly rare and offer the owner a connection to the Illuvium ecosystem in novel and exciting ways. Kieran has been talking about this highest tier of land, and he said that there's something along the lines of, and it's going to be extremely expensive, so most people are going to be priced out. This is like for institutions to buy, but basically he says that there'll be and this is still in the works and they're not totally committed to anything that's being said, but what they're envisioning is that these big plots of land are for one going to be big, but they're going to hold like a stadium, and that's going to be where tournaments are run, and they'll be able to get a revenue share from the tournaments that are run there. And that's sort of like he expresses this a lot in another video or a podcast I listen to. I'll see if I can find it and put it in the description. But that sounds so exciting. If only I had that type of coin. It'll probably most likely be going in the millions. Now the payment, this is the payment of the land. Both Ethereum and SILV will be used for for payment methods for land. While SILV will not attract external revenue, it will incentivize current token holders to claim their yield tokens as SILV. This phenomenon will massively reduce the total supply of ILV long term. Yeah, so basically they're not actually letting you buy this with ILV raw. You either need to buy it with Ethereum or you need to buy it with SILV, which is the reward that you get when you stake ILV. I know that's a little complicated and we will have a video on that, and if we have it, the link will be up there. This is really encouraging people to stake and get the rewards, which are super healthy. Like, you get some serious rewards. And so, like, you know, you might have $5, $10, $20, $100,000 worth of rewards to claim in your staking, and you've got a decision. Do I want to get it in ILV or do I want to get it in SILV? And well, if you want to get some land, then maybe the best way to get it is through SILV. So then you would claim SILV and you would buy it. Now, I said, it is unclear yet if hybrid purchases can be made with basically SILV and Ethereum in one transaction. So yeah, it's pretty cool that they're thinking about this. Like, even if they don't get to doing it, it's cool that they're trying to consider whether that's a possibility. Their rationale. Few NFT gaming projects have thus far created truly compelling use cases for land. While Illuvium 0 still has room to grow with new features expected to be added over time, the underlying concept of a fun building game that ties directly to revenue distribution and gives players agency in a dynamic that transcends beyond a single gaming experience. It's an exciting prospect. Illuvium 0 also acts as an interesting proof of concept to integrate multiple games from the same shared universe. This is really cool. This is the thing that is also possible with the blockchain and just really would be such a clunky thing to do in traditional games. This whole cross-chain thing, because NFTs are able to live outside of the actual game itself, well, then transferring between different games and using them between different games would actually be easy. And I've actually done this myself with not even within the same. This is talking about a shared universe. Well, actually, I played this where I got something in one game, in one universe, and I was able to use it in another game, in a completely another universe by different developers. That's possible too. Going on, the project will effectively gamify staking in a novel and exciting way that can lead to significant interest in the protocol, as well as the possibility of a large boost in revenue distribution for stake token holders. This is also something that most people won't think about, but everything that they're doing is they're really creating an amazing DeFi experience for the people that want to interact with ILV. It's like, for some, they're just going to take this game as just face value. It's a game and maybe I can buy some land. But they're not really realizing or understanding that this is also blessing the everyone that is staking and everyone that is getting revenue share. It is it's really cool that they are just killing multiple birds with one stone with this. It's really awesome. Test cases, they haven't got any yet. And this is basically saying that they have been accepted by all 5 members of the council. So this is accepted, this has been moving forward, and they are starting to build it. And this will be something that we'll start to see. We'll start seeing the proof of concept, which I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. And maybe this is part of the reason why they delayed a bit, is because this, they got to factor in the development of this and lining it up with the release of the main game Illuvium. Now, there is actually a lot more to talk about in this game design document, and it's something that I'm willing to go into and probably do a more focused, edited version where I punch through it rather than just talk like this. We'll see. But I would really like it if you guys would be able to just comment and let me know if this is something you'd like to do, because this will take a fair bit of time, but I'm really interested to bring this, and I would love to know whether you guys would be interested too. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed going through Illuvium Zero, the new game that Illuvium is going to be bringing out before the main game Illuvium, where land sales will happen, and I really think it's just going to be quite an exciting, fun thing to do while we wait for Illuvium, and it's going to be playable on mobile. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Have a good day, and peace.